Good afternoon, Meg. It's Meg from Lost Attic Games. Is that right?
Hi, yes, it is. That's me.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us today. So, yeah, if you'd just like to start with telling us sort of who you are, what your business is, how long you've been doing it for.
Yeah, of course. Well, I work as a concept artist and art director, as well as running my own game studio. Um, yeah, so I kind of work with, game studios, animation studios, advertising, anybody that needs kind of visual direction, both in terms of an art directorship or a concept artist, so someone that actually goes down into the nitty gritty of kind of designing worlds, designing characters, problem solving, that kind of thing.
Brilliant. And how long have you been doing that for?
I have been doing that probably just over 10 years now, since I did a uni course in fine art, but didn't know about the actual job route until I finished, actually. So I classed myself as more as self-taught after that.
Brilliant.
And found my way into game studios. So at the beginning, I started off being full-time at several. The last full-time position I had was at Sumo Digital, working on Sackboy: A Big Adventure,
Yeah.
and Dead Island 2, and several other their big franchises.
Excellent.
But I was getting so many freelance opportunities coming in the door that I resigned and started working from home as a freelancer.
Switched over, made a
Yeah,
leap.
I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Okay, cool. So in that time, the last obviously two or 3 years with the pandemic, what would you say was the biggest impact on for you with regards to that?
Well, I started my freelance journey with properly just before the pandemic started, so that I was lucky enough to already have a computer set up. I know that for a lot of people, having to work from home and then ordering in like the graphics cards and all that, that's just not a possibility. And that was that has been a big struggle for a lot of people. Luckily, not me, because I was already there, thankfully, just by a few months, but I'd set up in time. But generally, actually, the pandemic has, I've had my best 2 years now running, because studios have realized that they can hire remotely. They can work with people remotely. I've had non-stop work every day for like those 2 years since it started, really. And with bigger clients, because they've realized that they can work, and they were the first people to switch to being able to work with remote artists and, well, any developers really.
Stuff, yeah, big transition to working remotely, and also the possibilities of realizing actually you don't need everything face to face, or distance is not necessarily a barrier to a lot of things now. And I think
no, exactly,
the way it was going anyway was just sped up a lot, especially in the online tech world.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Cool. So I've had a good couple of years now. The main problems, I guess, with having to work through a pandemic is the lack of community and the lack of, like, I guess, getting out there, talking to people, physical health and mental health, because gyms closed that time. So if you're a remote worker and you need to, get out, you're really kind of on your own.
Yeah, you do need to step out, have a little break, and just sort of look after yourself in that way, and plan it into your daily routine.
Exactly. And I think for a lot of people, having to be, not choosing to be remote, but having to be forced into it via the pandemic, that was, for a lot of people, they're not set up for that. They haven't got the headspace for that kind of thing. So I think it has been very detrimental to people in that way.
In certain ways, yeah, definitely. So what does the future look like for you from this point, and what are the main challenges that you see going forward?
Well, I'm excited at the moment because I've recently, in the last year, started up a game studio for myself, with a ex-Google employee from over in America. He's the programmer, I'm the artist. So, and And then developing that further, we have been working with a Middlesbrough 3D artist, and she's been doing a lot of work for us as well. I'm just looking forward to seeing where this goes, really, and showing people it, really, advertising what we've been doing, and getting it out there.
Sounds exciting. Like
a
nice new exciting venture in the pipeline.
Yes, exactly, and something that is my own rather than, because I've been working for people for years, so this is something a bit different. But no, it's all good. Very, very exciting at the moment.
Nice one. So if we were to go back in time and meet Meg at 18, just starting out, what would you say as a piece of advice?
I've got quite a few things I'd probably say. I would probably start off by telling me that I don't probably go to university, because I didn't need to do it, and I've got a lot of debt because of that now. And in terms of an art course or design, video games, anything like that, there is so much resources online, really good stuff. And I don't think I learned for this route. I did not learn for that.
You could self-educate as opposed to spending a lot of money on a university education. Spend
your money on some tutorials, online tutorials, some mentorships, because I myself do both. I mentor people, and I've been mentored for a lot of different art directors and people, and that kind of route is completely open to everyone.
Sure. Good advice. Like it. So what inspires you to do what you do? It could be friends, family, particular things that you read or listen to, people you work with, inspirations.
Probably the world, to be honest. As an artist, there's no looking at other people's work like fantasy art. There's no real even need to do that when you've got nature being crazy, or there is so much that you can take from real life that can influence your creativity. So that's probably where I take most of my inspiration. And I'm really very interested in like archaeology and all sorts of things like that. Science, it's all very interesting, and it all kind of comes into my art and the things that I design.
Natural surroundings and the human interaction with it.
Like it. All sorts of things like
that. Good stuff. Appreciate the world around you. That sounds good. And so in terms of any sort of latest news or maybe promotional aspects of your business, is there anything you'd like to share?
Well, I now have, because I've got my game studio, I would like to share my Discord and say to people, come along and join in the fun, really.
Yeah. Go for it.
So could I leave a link for that?
Yeah, of course. If there's a link you want to mention, and we'll take it up as well after the call. But where can people go to find out a bit more about your games sort of venture?
Yes. Well, they can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. They can go to www.lostatticgames.com, and there you'll be able to find all of our blogs and a link to all of those different sites.
Brilliant. Let's check it out then. Well, thank you very much, Meg. Appreciate your time and sharing your sort of experiences and what you're up to. Have a great afternoon. All the best.
No problem. Thank you. Bye.